Hi there, my name is Max, and today I will be doing an analysis of Olivia Schwab's incident that happened recently in 2023. So, a bit of a background: Olivia is a 40-year-old woman who has a history of mental illnesses and suicidal attempts. On September 20th, 2023, she was released from the mental health facility in her area in Morris. And shortly after, a couple hours, a 911 call was made by Olivia's counselor, stating, by the way, sorry if you hear background noises, my son is in the room, so you might hear like that, some noises here or there, but so she was exhibiting suicidal behavior and threatening herself with a knife, and so the counselor ended up calling the police for help. So Officer Nicholas Pampinella and Casey Price were both dispatched to her apartment complex in Morris. You can see Pampinella right here. Officer Price is currently in holding the body camera footage, which is right there. If we go back, this is the perspective of Pampinella and Officer Price over here. Obviously, so as you can see, we got the body camera footage from both officers, thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, or the FOIA. So they're up on YouTube, or Twitter, or whatever. Excuse me. So, Officer Pampinella instructed Officer Price to go non-lethal in the beginning of before the altercation, aka pull out her taser, where she did not pull out her taser until way longer. As you can see here, at this point, Olivia is already rushing towards Pampinella with her knife in hand. This taser was pulled, like, it was pretty much her pulling it out right now and preparing it. Way too late. So we can observe Schwab, or Olivia, holding a knife, and she was walking. Now she's starting to run. You can see here she's kind of starting to run, or they really speed walk towards Officer Pampinella, while still being on the phone with her therapist, eventually forcing Pampinella to shoot her 3 times in the chest, fatally wounding her. So we can definitely say that the Officer Price's delayed reaction is the reason for deploying her taser and shooting, or tasing, I guess, Olivia, is probably the reason why Olivia ended up dying, or at the very least the leading reason why Olivia ended up dying from Pampinella's shots. Officer Price ended up pulling out her taser like 3 or 4 seconds, we'll see in a minute, 3 or 4 seconds before the shooting happened. So she had, after pulling out her taser finally, she had ample time to deploy it, but refused to do so. I don't have the information why. A court case is currently happening, so we'll probably soon have a testimony on her end telling us why she didn't deploy taser, but I don't have that at that time, so I couldn't get that information. So the consequences, as you can see here, that's Olivia, shot 3 times in the chest, dead. Officer Pampinella right there. So Schwab continued approaching officers with the knife, and Pampinella was forced to shoot her and kill her, as I said. So if we look here, this will be the camera footage. So we're going to start with Officer Price's camera footage, and then we're going to move to Officer Pampinella's camera footage. I will talk during the footage just to point out a couple things. So there you go. She's currently walking towards Pampinella. There you go. Ask her to taser, sorry. And then 3 shots fired. So this is Pampinella's point of view. There you go, asking her to go non-lethal, pull out her taser. As you can see, she doesn't pull out her taser, while Pampinella does pull out his gun right away. Olivia immediately starts walking towards officers with her knife. Still no taser out. Asking her to taser, she ends up finally pulling out a taser, aims for a couple seconds, doesn't shoot, eventually forcing Pampinella to shoot. As you can see, we can't really see the knife because it is a pretty dark knife on dark clothes, but the knife is in this hand right here. She's still on the phone with the therapist right there, and this is pretty much gets shot the second she starts running towards Pampinella. Oops, sorry. So, legal and ethical consideration. We can see here a gun or a Glock, and the taser you get as a cop. Tasers aren't always effective. Sometimes they break, sometimes they don't work, sometimes the charge doesn't powerful enough to bring someone down. You can miss. There's a bunch of reasons why, but it is definitely the best way to bring someone down without killing them, as a gun is not always guaranteed to kill, but it is used to kill. So if you use a gun, you're probably going to kill someone. The Grundy County State's Attorney Russ Baker report finding Officer Pampinella's action justified, although he does believe that Officer Price is at fault for her death and should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law because of that. Sorry, I forgot. All that being said, I do think we should also talk about the way that the law enforcement officers responded to mental health crisis in this case. After doing a bit of research in that area, they the first thing they learn is if it's a female suspect, if you have a female officer on hand, a female officer should lead, as study has shown that female suspects respond better to female officers when they are in a mental health crisis or when they have any kind of crisis when it not necessarily belong to just violence. I don't know, like, I can't, there's only speculation, I can't say for sure, but I don't think Alivia was charging towards Pimpinella just to kill him. I do believe that she was more trying to do suicide by cop, that she wasn't in her right mind of state, forcing Pimpinella to eventually kill her, which is what she was looking for. So was she dangerous? Yes. Was she dangerous just because she was a psychotic person that was dangerous? I don't think so. Shortly after the shootout, or the shots fired, just only one side, Alivia Schwab's family ended up filing a federal wrongful death lawsuit against both officers as well as the city of Morris. So there's allegations that Officer Price's failure to deploy her taser contributed to Olivia's death, and legal implications of the lawsuit pretty much means that they're also going after the police department as well as the city. So for the way that they handled the situation, the family believes they could have handled it better and obviously not shoot their mother. So public response, it's pretty one-sided in the sense that most of them believe that Officer Price is the main one at fault, that she should have pulled her taser out sooner and tased Alivia before forcing Pimpinella's hand to eventually shoot and kill her. A GoFundMe was created to cover the funeral expenses for her three children, as at the time they were under 18. One was about to turn 18 soon, but they were all 17 at the time. So you can see here that's Alivia right there with her three children, which the oldest one right there, who is 17 at the time, turning 18 soon, graduated, and he's the one that filed the lawsuit. So all that being said, Officer Price's delayed reaction is definitely the reason why Alivia died. Again, the taser could have malfunctioned, which means at the end, Alivia most likely would have died anyways from Pimpinella's shot, but at the very least, it would have given her a chance to survive. Or maybe the taser noise would have scared her, or maybe at the very least, did something to prevent it, or the taser itself worked, obviously, and tasered to the ground, hurting her but not killing her. I do believe that the lawsuit is justified in the sense that she never should have died, or at the very least she should have had a higher chance of survival. The way that they acted wasn't right. I do believe that Pimpinella's action is justified. The way that he shot was completely understandable. Someone was charging towards him with a knife. You don't know what can happen, and you're just defending yourself. So in my opinion, he is not in the wrong, but the female officer is. This is where I would ask questions, but obviously, well, I'm alone, so yeah, thank you.